Hi, and welcome to episode 11 of the Stitching Geek podcast. My name is Mallory, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I am coming to you today from outside of Portland, Oregon. This week, I have an announcement, I talk about some acquisitions, and there's a little bit of knitting. So first, I want to start off the podcast with a little bit of admin. So apologies for the delay in getting this out. It's been, I think, 3 weeks now since I've put out a podcast. The main reason there being is that it was, well, it's twofold, is there were some days in the Pacific Northwest where it was over 110 degrees and understandably did not feel like knitting. Luckily, I have air conditioning and we were okay, but mostly I just wanted to sit and not move to make sure the apartment itself didn't heat up. So not a whole lot of knitting content. The other reason is last week it was my birthday, and I just kind of decided I wanted to just relax and enjoy my vacation. I took a week off and just didn't feel like recording, so I figured I'd just put it off a week. And if you can't do it for your birthday, when can you do it for? So I'm refreshed. I did a little bit of knitting last night, so let's get into the stitching segment. So I'm still working on the Bankhead hat by Susie Gourlay. I have gotten a bit of ribbing. I finished the ribbing. And I'm now on the main body of the hat, about 2 rows, so not super far. But I did get a new progress keeper. I wanted to show you guys, see if it'll focus in. This cute little camera with a little jewel in there. I got this at Michael's. It's just like a charm for jewelry making. It even has a lobster clasp on it. So I was like, that's super cute. I'm going to steal it and use it as a progress keeper. But yeah, the hat's going well. I still am really liking the yarn. It's small enough that it doesn't make me want to die when I'm working on it, and it's hot out during the summer. But yeah, that's actually all the knitting I have for this week. The cardigan, it's just too big and too unwieldy to have in my lap when it's this hot out. And then the little squares I just haven't worked on, haven't felt like it. So yeah, and then as a reminder, this is being knit out of the Malabrigo Rios in the Wales Road colorway. There'll be links down in the description. So that being said, along with the little progress keeper, the little charm I turned into a progress keeper in that I took it off the cardboard and put it into my knitting. I also have a couple more knitty acquisitions here that I wanted to show you guys. So the first one is this. This is the Speedweave darning loom, which I picked up after the YouTuber of the Corner of Craft did a tutorial on how to use it to fix holes in socks and other types of knitting. It's really kind of cool. You basically do it like a loom, right? So you put this part over the hole, under the hole, so the hole's on top, and then you put the yarn here up and down as your weft, and then you weave it, and boom, you've got your hole covered. It's a lot more in depth than that, and she has a great tutorial that I'll link to, but it has these cool little hook things up here that go back and forth, so it's easier to do the weaving part. It was pretty reasonably priced on Etsy. I'll leave a link down below, but I was gonna use it on my sockhead hat that I have here that I knit out of some Halloween yarn a few years ago, because I have a giant hole in it. But the hole I didn't think was that big until I went to get it, and it is ginormous, and there are 2 of them right next to each other. So unfortunately, the loom I got isn't quite big enough, and I also am not quite sure how you would do it on ribbing. So I think this is just going to have to be tucked away until I'm a little more confident. I am considering doing a swatch just to see how it actually works, just a stockinette swatch, and then I guess clip it to see how to do it, just because I'm interested in it. I'm also interested in that whole visible mending movement that's been going on. I know that Jasmine on the Knitmore Girls has been talking about it, and I like the idea of visible patches. It brings about like this fun like vision in my head of being like a bookworm with a patched cardigan with a cup of tea, or something from D&D or something like that. But I just haven't had a chance to really try it out because this hat's hole is a little too challenging for me to actually figure out. So once I get a chance to actually try it out, I will definitely let you guys know. The other thing I got in the mail was a new Aran legging bag here. It's awesome. It is all like Princess Bride references, which is legitimately my favorite movie of all time. So I was running, they have like a rewards program and my points were going to expire. So I was like, oh, let's see if there's any bags I want. And this one popped up and I was like, yes, please. So you can see here we've got Buttercup and Vincini with the poison. Over here we have, you know, the Six-Fingered Man. It's pretty great, and I'm quite thrilled with it. So I haven't popped anything in here yet, but Airline Bags is great. This is their sock project bag, and I really, really like it. It's cute and fun, and I like it. So, and then that's about all I have for acquisitions and the stitching segment this week. So let's move on to the Geek segment. So I have a couple different things for Geek this week. In that my guppies back here, I got them a new tank. I can't remember if I talked about that last time, but they're now in a 20-gallon and there are even more babies. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do there. I've posted in a Facebook group to see if there's anybody who's interested in just taking some off my hands. There are other options too. Potentially local fish store might take them, that kind of thing. So I'm just kind of figuring out my options before they're so overrun that it's not good for any of the fish. So that's the gup date, if you will. And then I do have kind of a fun announcement here. So on my vacation, I decided I wanted to kind of, as well as relaxing, is figure out some other stuff to do besides just knitting, right? So I have some hobbies and there's things I like. And I've been wanting to open up an Etsy shop. I have an Etsy shop and I've sold like one thing on it for a while, but I hadn't quite figured out what I could do to sell. You know, knitting is my relaxation. It's my hobby. I don't actually want to try to make money off of it because then it becomes a job. And what's the point there? So that was really not in my interest. I don't know how to design at this point, maybe someday. So patterns are out. And the thing with like knitted things is to actually sell them for what they're worth. Barely anybody's going to buy them. If you pay yourself properly for labor and materials and all that good stuff, it's just not going to happen. So I was thinking that some fun things to try to do would be things like stitch markers and progress keepers. And then with my other hobby, which is budgeting, I've been doing the cash envelope system. I thought maybe selling some cash envelopes would be fun and a decent way to, you know, maybe bring in some extra income or just have a good time. And the main thing I want to do is something I enjoy doing and enjoy making enough that even if it doesn't sell, I still had a good time doing it. I don't want to just do something for the sake of money. And if it's stitch markers, I'll use them if they don't end up selling, which is fine. And then the cash envelopes, I'll probably end up using them as well if they don't end up selling. So I kind of figure it's no harm, no foul there. So like, that's why I now have that progress keeper because I was looking at Michael's and I saw this cute little camera and I love cameras. So that one's just for me. But I do have a bunch of beads and things that I'm going to try to make some stitch markers and progress keepers out of. And what I have been doing, like I said, I wanted to make some cash envelopes, which I've made a ton of. I got a laminator from my mom for my birthday. So that was kind of the first thing I wanted to do was try to make some envelopes. So let me show you some of the fun ones I've made here. So there's this one, which has these really pretty metallic butterflies and it's laminated and it opens up and it's 3 and 3/4 inches top to bottom and about 7 inches wide here. So money will fit easily in it. And if wanted, people can punch holes for their binders. I am getting a hole punch as well, so I can offer that as a service if that's something people are interested in. But you know, I have a bunch of different ones. It's just, you know, craft paper from Michael's that I had sitting around the house. And I was like, let's see if I can make something cool with it. So like there's this one that's like an old-fashioned map, which I thought would be fun for somebody's travel fund. I've also got, there's one that I really like. Let me find it here. Like I really like this one. Let me open it the right way here, where it's this kind of passporty stamps on it. And then there's a ton more that I'm probably going to try to make here the next couple days. I've got like this See the World one. So there's a ton. I've already taken pictures of all of them. I just need to get the listings up in my Etsy shop. And I am hoping to maybe sell a couple because I've made a chunk because it's really fun. It turns out laminating is really fun. So that's kind of what I've been doing. So I have a whole kind of chunk of them that I can try to sell, and they won't be super expensive or anything like that. And with shipping and everything, but I also ended up making some bookmarks with some of the scraps, because who doesn't love a good bookmark, right? Like I have one here of that same map paper. So those might end up going on sale as well, or I might throw them in for over certain amounts on orders, things like that. And I'm also looking into making some smaller little envelopes as well. I've also been considering posting like some cash stuffing videos on this channel. I have another one set up to potentially do that for, but I kind of want to focus on just one channel. So let me know what you guys think, if that's something that interests you, and budgeting and how budgeting works with knitting and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have today for episode 11. Thank you so much for sticking with me and checking it out. And thanks for listening to me talk about the Etsy shop. I'm actually really, really excited about it. And hopefully it will have launched by the time this episode goes up. If it really helps out if you like the video, to like, comment, and subscribe. Just, to get some traction on the channel. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day and great week. And I will see you next time. Bye.